Florida State is looking to cash in and land some of the elite targets on their wide receiver board. Some of those targets are going to require a flip, though, such as Dallas Wilson, a 5-star wide receiver, and one of the top recruits nationally for 2025. Now, he's currently committed to the Oregon Ducks, committed to them back in January, but Florida State has continued their efforts, and they've remained a top contender for him. Now, in hopes of stealing him away, especially from a program like Oregon, they need to keep getting him back on campus. Now, I did take an unofficial visit for Florida State's Legacy Weekend back in March, and now they have a date set for his official visit, and it's a big one. He's currently scheduled his official visit to FSU for the weekend of November 30th. Now, this is big because November 30th is that Saturday where Florida State will host the Gators at Doak Campbell for the last game of the regular season. So it definitely should be an electric environment, no doubt, but it'll also be the last visit he takes, and at that point, it'll be less than a week before early signing day. That's also typically when you go ahead and visit the program you're currently committed to right before signing day. So take that for what it's worth. Now, the Gators are also trying to land him, so getting him in to watch that game, a game I expect Florida State to win, is always a good way to make an impression on a top recruit. Now, Oregon has recruited very well lately, and flipping a commitment from them, especially a 5-star, is always going to be a tough battle. And FSU is also actively recruiting quite a few other 5-star receivers like Caleb Cunningham and Khalil Lockett, along with Dallas Wilson. Now, especially with Lockett, I think Florida State is still firmly in that recruitment, but he's a Texas kid, and Cunningham is a Mississippi kid. Now, typically those guys stay in-state, or at the very least, they're extremely tough pools. Now, with Wilson, he's from Tampa, so he's an in-state kid, so even though he's already committed elsewhere, he still may be an easier pool than the other two we mentioned. And it's a long haul from Tampa, Florida to Eugene, Oregon. So proximity alone works in Florida State's favor, and that's also why the other in-state schools like Miami and Florida are heavily involved as well. This one is really still up in the air, in my opinion. I don't think that commitment to Oregon is gospel by any stretch, and with each of the big 3 Florida schools working to land him, as it sits in June, I really think it's anyone's game at this point. I don't even know that I would consider Oregon the leader, despite him being committed there, as odd as that may sound. I like to think if Florida State puts a full court press on him, they could make things very interesting for the program out west. Again, the name of the game is just going to be to keep getting him back on campus. I'd even like to see them squeeze in another unofficial visit for him between now and November, just kind of keep chipping away at him. But definitely a great sign getting the last official visit for him, especially so close to signing day. So definitely keep an eye out for the Noles in that one, working on a 5-star flip, and I hope they can get it done. We appreciate you guys tuning in for a quick update, talking a little bit of recruiting buzz. 5-star receivers are always fun to talk about. If you enjoyed the content, if you're recruiting it like the rest of us, you definitely want to make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay tuned for all future uploads. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Go Noles.